real cool. Hey, let me take you to dinner. I'll pay. Come to my university. Make me hundreds of millions of dollars. And I'll pay for you to be there. What the hell? That's stupid. And people been going for this for 100 years. For more than 100 years. 120 years. College football about 120, 130 years old. Come to my school. Make me money. Get people to buy the jerseys. Get people to buy the shirts. Get people to buy the hats, jackets. Help us get on TV so we can make more money. Sell out my 100,000 seat stadium so we can make more money. Nike give us even more money. And because you left home to come to school and make me this money, I'll make sure you can go to class for free and give you free books and feed you. If you take a step back and just think about that concept, you will really want to slap the hell out of yourself for ever wanting to say, man, I can't wait to get to college. I'm finna kill it. That is legitimately pimps and hoes at a worse rate. Because if you make $100, I mean, I ain't never had no hoes. Let's just set that straight. But I'm quite sure if you sell $100 worth of coochie, a pimp will give you $20. I'm almost sure he give you $20. He ain't gonna give you 80, but he might give you a dub. He gonna give you 20% of what you made. Give you enough money so you won't die. You know what I'm saying? You know, I made $300 a day. You got $60, baby. This for the game, though. I mean, they worse than pimps and hoes, man. The dope man. When you sell $100 worth of dope, he give you $30 back. But in college football, you make me $100 million, and I give you $100,000 in education and all the food you can eat between these hours. Listen to that. You can eat all you can from sun up to sundown. Well, I go get a link card, eat all day. Seriously, man. But they don't have no money to get these kids, man. And you want to tell me about a damn education that's free, man? Stop it. Stop it. Another thing, the reason this is on my mind is this. As I move up the BS food chain, the Pac-12, the Pacific 12, people don't know these are the teams that are on the West Coast, the left of the map. With my girl low-key D-Great, BB, my cousin BB, my cousin D-Great, my cousin Annette live. Yeah, low-key, we family. That's right. But what people on the left coast live? The Pac-12, the UCLAs, the USCs, the University of Washington, University of Utah. Their games, when we get up in the morning, Chief Rocket game come on, first game come on at 1 o'clock. My first game come on at 12. I got Jelani from the Wait a Minute show. Thank you, another celebrity in the building. Thank you for joining the phone. Please hit that avatar, support my man Jelani. He'll be on shortly after my show ends. Awesome show. Good brother, man. But support the brothers, man. We trying to do something here, man. Like I was saying, the Pac-12. You know what? Correction. G-Rocket game, first game come on at 12. Mine come on at 12 too. But it is dependent upon nothing but the truth to be shared here. Thank you, Reese. Even though she's a game banger, she understands the truth. Now, Reese one of the greatest people I've ever met. Glad I met her. She's a true blessing. But the Pac-12 is considering moving their games up so Jelani can see it. He on the East. He got Eastern Standard Time. I can see it early. And they can make money off of it. Because what's happening is, at one point, USC, UCLA, the University of Washington, University of Arizona, so forth and so on, their games, they used to be the prime time characters in this football situation. The O.J. Simpsons, the Lynn Swans of the world, and those guys. You know, it's Marcus Allens, Ronnie Lotts of the world. They dominated the television. But now the SEC and the ACC and the Big Ten dominate sports. Therefore, and most of the country is over there, so they're going to move their times up so they can maximize their dollars on the Pac-12 network. But again, you telling everybody, you telling Jelani, you telling Chief Rocker, you telling Joe, you telling Rich, you telling low keys kid, well low keys out there, but you telling, well yeah, low key kids too, that you don't have no money to pay us, you don't have no money to pay my kids, but you moving the times up so you can maximize your ability to earn. Help me understand this. Help me understand why you moving your games up so you can make money, but you're gonna make more money. But as you make more money, you still don't have enough money to get these young men and young ladies for participating in your activities, to make people buy those jerseys, to make people buy those t-shirts, to make people tune in, to make people argue on shows like this about what's good and what's bad. But again, and we keep falling for it. The Big Ten Network, the Pac-12 Network, the SEC Network, the ACC Network. And then let's not forget about the local TV deals as well. And then it's just, as my grandfather used to say, it's tomfoolery. That's what it is. It's tomfoolery. And the most egregious thing is this. Just one of the schools, because I only know the numbers on one of the schools. There have been some remodeling of locker rooms to entice your young people to go there. They have the money, but don't want to give it up to the kids of color. Shout out to #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Burn Master Blaster. That's why he's my partner on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But this is what I'm talking about. If you watch ESPN anytime this weekend, if you get up early enough tomorrow, turn to ESPN. It's this show called Outside the Line. They're going to do an expo on how UCLA and they court, they say its boosters gave them the money, $28 million to redo their locker room. They have sleep pods, they have video sessions, and according to them, this is so they can keep better contact with the young men on the football team. Because if all of them are running wild, we can't control them. But so after I leave here, I can't go smoke no weed. I can't assault no woman. I can't beat up nobody at a bar. I can't do all this. I just leave. LSU just got a new locker room. I will suit up now and play right there. My man Jelani, hey man, it look awesome. Shout out to Jelani, man. Thank you, brother. The game look awesome, man. It looks better than I've been into some locker rooms in my day, and it looked better than any locker room I ever been in. Alabama did the same thing. Clemson did the same thing. Just to give you guys an example, it cost $28 million to do that locker room. I did the math. $28 million is 4 years of paying kids $10 an hour on the football team. Guess how much that's for? At $10 an hour, 4 years, how much would they spend each year? $2 million. Not to mention, people in the media told me, you and any other sports fan that was listening, that the state of Louisiana is almost bankrupt. How in the hell are you putting $28 million in a locker room and the state almost bankrupt? How in the hell do they have some of the lowest literacy rates in the United States of America, but y'all got $28 million so football players can take comfortable naps? Am I knocking this? No. But don't tell me you can't get these kids $10 an hour, which is $20,800, $800 every 2 weeks. Take taxes out of, you talking about $600 2 weeks. I send this 3 of that 6 to my mama, and she living a little better also. Because you making this money off the back of me. Oh, by the way, I'm the most popular guy on campus. My name is Odell Beckham V, or whatever it is. My name is Lawrence whatever it is. I'm Big Bank Hank. I'm the BMOC. Number 44, which used to be my number, 44 is selling out of the Student Center bookstore. Every time we put 50 up there, 75 disappear. But I can't even make no money off that. But you can't give me no money either. Funny how schools want everything professional for the facilities for these kids, but they're not willing. They want them to stay at an amateur level. Shout out to Jelani. I'm telling you, that's why. See, this is why you need to tune in to Jelani tonight, because he ain't playing. I got my man #1 Chief Rocker, St. John locker room. was trash when I took an ex-student to raise some money there to do all the locker rooms and do girls and boys locker rooms for small room. Hey, Chief, I bet you it ain't trash now because they got money to pay Chris Mullin and they got money to pay the brother who was at Florida State now. I mean, at Arkansas now. I bet you it ain't trash no more. I bet you. And then it's just a sad commentary, man. But they want us to believe, oh, war is me. We can't afford that. You can't afford $2 million for the football team every year. And by the way, y'all, I know this is the cream of the crop, and it's really not, it's unfair to this argument to use this team as the standard bearer. But look at it this way: the University of Alabama, 5 years ago, when they lost the national championship, 5 years ago, I'm gonna say it 2 more times. 5 years ago when they lost the national championship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago when they lost the national championship, made $100 million. Almost 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when Vince Young and the Texas Longhorns won the national championship, they made $50 million. $50 million. And you can't give away two? That's like hitting the Powerball and not giving homeless people your spare change. Because $2 million, let's not forget, most students are paying upwards to $32,000 to $40,000 a year to go to these schools. You got 15,000, 16,000 people on these campuses. And in addition to that, you got companies, pharmaceutical companies using your young people to have breakthroughs and in the school get money from that. Then you got boosters. C. Boone Pickens built a stadium for the Oklahoma State University. Billionaire. You know Jerry Jones giving money to Arkansas. And so, and you know those dudes who are always throwing up the U down at Miami, they shooting that money back at those people. One of the cheapest universities in America. That's why people like Jimmy Johnson and those other big time coaches left. Because they ain't getting paid right with all that money shooting through there. How much the University of Miami, from what Jimmy Johnson, from what the other players and coaches, one of the reasons that, look, the dude who got fired, I can't think his name, Mark Richt, he got fired from Georgia, went over to the University of Miami. They gave him $7 million a year. He gave $2 back to update the facilities. They show you how cheap they are. What they doing with the money? They definitely not putting it into the athletic facilities. So what are they doing with the money? You can't pay these guys? But guess what? My man Joe right there, Joe from Houston, used to work for the University of Northern Illinois. Guess what his job was? To call alumnus and get money. You think they're only doing that at NIU? They're doing that all around the country. But they can't pay the kids. What is it? 100 people on the football team, which is probably the biggest team. Everybody else got, baseball got about 24, 25, maybe 30. So we had 130. The swim team, I have no clue. It ain't 100 though. Once you get past the football team, so you're talking about potentially $5 million a year that the school gonna give out to these kids. Oh, in addition to the education, right? Get the hell out of here, man. Again, telling me you're gonna pay for my education after you done jumped on a private jet and come to Chicago and say, HRap, we want your son to come to our school because he's gonna help us win a national championship or contend for a national championship and put $100 million in the stadium. And we're going to give them a free education is adjacent to asking a woman out on a date and at the end of the sentence, hey, Chandra, would you like to go to dinner with me? I'll pay. That's what that's like, man. So please miss me with the nonsense, y'all. I don't want to hear it. With that being said, it's time for me to move on from this topic. Thank y'all for coming. Now, I usually don't get into this early, but damn, time is flying. I must be having fun. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Supreme Court. If you don't know what the Supreme Court is, that means you ain't listened to the end of the bench enough. If you ain't listened to the end of the bench enough, sucks to be you, but the Supreme Court is the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the top 9 people at any position or any category, coaches, players, teams, what have you. I was listening to the Barbershop Sports Show this week, and they made a statement about safeties, which made me think about this. The best safeties in NFL history is always 9. I call it the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court is 9 people, and it's always better to keep an argument going when you give an odd number because then people can say, you should have done this. So my Supreme Court will consist of
1,
the
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
best safeties in NFL history, according to your man HRap B. I'm gonna start at the bottom of the list like I do every week, and why would I start at the top? Because that'll just destroy the list, and you already know who's